Welcome to a complimentary podcast from Association Management Consulting and Evaluation Services. This is one in a series of podcasts presented by AMSIS consultants for those involved or interested in association leadership and management. The topic of this podcast is Knowledge Management Isn't Just a Fad, It's a New Way of Conducting Business. The topic is being presented by AMSIS consultant Jim Pealow.
Knowledge management. It isn't just a fad, it's a new way of conducting business. Every not-for-profit board and management team would love to be able to convert more information into knowledge. After all, the end result would be improved decision-making and through that improved member service. Sadly, most associations haven't even engaged in an assessment of their current situation or initiated a continuous improvement project to enhance their knowledge management activities. What's stopping them? Pick one. Lack of time, lack of resources, an improvement culture, not yet fully in place, lack of knowledge, no leaders or champions, and or limited technology capacity. These barriers can and do impede progress. That noted, education can help everyone come to grips with the fact that knowledge management is just a fad. It's a new way of conducting businesses. Members have an understanding of what technology can support, and they assume their association understands their needs and wants. Members are demanding more knowledge and less information. Like everyone else in the 21st century, your members are drowning in a sea of information. They are struggling to make sense of it all, assuming, of course, they have a chance to peruse it. Boards, committee members, and staff are also under pressure to improve their decision-making capacity. Using more knowledge and less information will enhance their decision-making abilities, potentially reduce risk, and maximize opportunities. Knowledge management supports decision-making by explicit and systematic management of vital knowledge and related processes. Key related processes include understanding requirements and feasibility, capturing and creating, promoting, diffusion, application, and evaluation. It is all about getting the right knowledge to the right individual so they can make the right decision at the right time. I'd like to give you some examples of how you can turn information into knowledge. For example, you may have an association that packages and sells information from conference presentations. You can turn that into knowledge if the association has experts provide a what you need to know summary along with a list of key practices, tools, trends, and issues with supportive analysis. Another example, an association provides an information center with sample policies or information. You can improve that by the association provides a knowledge broker to engage in benchmarking, if necessary, to find the best policies and turn that information into knowledge specific to the member's needs. I would like to introduce you to some of the key steps that can help an association get on the path to making better use of knowledge management. Step 1, it's about leadership and knowledge brokers. A key question to ask is, who will be our leaders and champions for knowledge services, and what will we do to prepare for the journey? Start with a refresher or orientation on the potential and importance of knowledge management for your key leaders. To get the strategy in place, there are many things that must be done. One is you should identify and select staff or contractors with knowledge broker capacity, project management experience, benchmarking skills, and entrepreneurial flair to initiate projects and achieve the intended outcomes. Step 2, you must understand your current situation. Ask the question, what are we currently doing? Not doing? What are we capable of doing? Your first assessment should focus on internal operations. Does your association systematically organize and transfer knowledge internally? If internal operations are limited in capacity, this should be addressed. It could risk implementation of member initiatives. There are a number of tools available on the internet that can help you with the assessment. They often look at key elements that must be addressed to be successful in this area. Mapping your current knowledge management activities, both internally and externally, will help to track the flow from needs through to application. Often, a simple chart can help. It can outline what is done by whom, when, and how, and indicate the resources required. It may also identify how the flow can be improved and set the stage to accommodate new initiatives. Step 3, the preferred situation. How do you want to be positioned in terms of knowledge management? Having a strategy leading to a preferred situation and clear outcomes will help to identify the gap between the preferred and current situation, and will in turn influence the action required. Typically, a preferred situation statement for this area could include the following. We understand our members' real decision-making needs and wants. We provide our members with access to the best and latest thinking on a timely basis so they can be innovative, solve problems, and pursue opportunities faster. Our knowledge management program is comprehensive and integrated in our association. Our staff has the capability to apply entrepreneurial spirit, technology, and innovation to understand and develop feasible services. These are just some of the things you may see in your preferred future. These ideal situations drive development of specific strategy and action. Step 4, moving forward. Given our current situation, preferred future, and strategy, is there potential to create new knowledge services based on our member research, benchmarking, and creative thinking? What is feasible? First, examine the barriers or lessons learned regarding implementation challenges, and take these into account when moving forward. Understanding these will help reduce the risk of failure. Some of the barriers to successful implementation include failure to do an assessment of internal capacity and understand improvements that need to be made prior to attempting to improve knowledge services to members. Another barrier, lack of leadership and champions with clear responsibility. Scarce resources and trying to do too much when only a pilot project is affordable. Lack of understanding of members' real decision-making needs and wants. Lack of understanding what members think is information and knowledge. And sometimes barriers having too much of a focus on technology, enough on some of the basics. The lack of an effective classification system and integration impedes capture of knowledge. Those are some of the barriers. There's many more. Avoid these barriers and you will end up doing what is necessary to move forward successfully. Pay particular attention to the decisions that your members need to make and the knowledge they require to make those decisions. Doing so will no doubt result in a larger number of possibilities. This type of information can be obtained by meeting with members of key membership segments. It is important to understand how people actually use knowledge while on the job. The action plan to develop knowledge service needs to look at the key elements of moving forward. Those key elements are people, policies, processes, property, politics, pricing, and promotion. Ensuring stability of knowledge services is critical, and therefore feasibility needs to ensure revenue generation will occur. Pricing decisions are therefore important. Higher-end information and knowledge are usually considered special services, and a user pay approach typically applies. Knowledge services can help members save time and money. They are deemed by many as worthy of the extra cost. Step 5, evaluation. How do we do? What do we need to adjust? Another aspect of sustainability is the monitoring and evaluation of knowledge services on a regular basis. This ensures needs are being met. If they are not, you will need to adjust or abandon. Association success is directly linked to information and knowledge management activities. Buried in every service or product you offer is some level of information and knowledge. Associations are expected to be knowledge brokers. Members often join to take advantage of that very fact. During the next few years, expectations for knowledge services will continue to increase. Is your association doing as much as it can?
You have been listening to AMSYS consultant Jim Pealow. If you would like to talk to Jim about this podcast, you can call him at 613-595-1156, extension 4, or email at jim@amsys.com, jim@amces.com. For more information about AMSYS and access to informative articles, tools, and other podcasts, please visit us at www.amsys.com. Thanks for listening.